Well, greetings, Cap fans. Welcome to episode 303 of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Rick Verbonis. You know me. And you know, my co host, he's the best gosh darn one out there. His name is Bob Lucius. Oh, Bob, we need a hero. Courageous, sacrificing people, setting examples for all of us. Everybody loves a hero. People line up for them, cheer for them, scream their names, and years later tell them how they stood in the rain for hours just to get a glimpse of the one who told them to hold on a second longer. I believe there's a hero in all of us. That keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally gets us to die with pride. Even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the things we want most, even our dreams.
Wow, that's a beautiful set. I don't know who said it. I don't know. All I know is I heard Bonnie Tyler in my head. Um, um, but I don't know who said that. So enlighten me.
That was Aunt May.
Aunt May?
Aunt May,
Wow.
May Parker
Yeah.
from the movie Spider-Man 2 back in 2004.
Wow. I don't recall that, but that's awesome. That's some awesome writing right there.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not Bonnie Tyler's holding out for a hero, but it's good.
Okay. All
Do you
right.
like that song, Rick? Do you remember that song?
I do.
You're not a fan? You're not a fan of A Total Eclipse of the Heart? Bonnie Tyler?
Yeah,
Really?
I know. Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. It's been bugging
yeah.
me. Can I just say this? Because I want to marshal the help of our listeners for a psychological mental issue I'm dealing with.
Okay.
And I've been
All right.
dealing with this for months. And it has to do, strangely enough, with Bonnie Tyler's holding out for a hero. And it's that new commercial for, I think it's like Zevo. It's like a bug repellent that you plug in. And they've got an actress and she's dancing around the kitchen singing a version of that song, holding out for a Zevo.
Okay.
And, yeah, and I cannot identify. Like, I'm one of those people when I see an actress or I'm sorry, if an actor, whether male or female, on screen in one movie, I got to go to like, she did the voice for, for everything. Like, I'm that person. I have to admit, like, it drives my
Uh-huh.
son crazy, right? Oh, do you remember him? He had a mustache, but he was also, that
Yeah,
sort of thing. And it drives
yeah.
me crazy that I've seen her, but I can't remember what show it was in,
Okay.
and it's killing me. So if anybody in the audience who is listening or watching has seen that commercial and knows, and you will save me from a mental breakdown possibly.
Mm,
So
well,
yeah,
all right. All right, listeners, you heard that. Leave
that's
comment in the Spotify, Facebook group, or YouTube. Save Bob's sanity. That's going to be the
yes,
hashtag
yeah,
for this episode.
that's right.
Yeah.
Get your
Bob.
homework.
Hey, Bob. I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Um, why did I greet you with a Aunt May quote from Spider-Man 2?
Because we're doing a Spider-Man team up story tonight, Rick,
Uh-huh.
with Cap,
Yep.
and it was really really good.
You're on the right path. You're on the right
Yeah.
path. Any idea of what year Spider-Man 2 came out?
Oh, is it 2004?
It was 2004, Bob.
Yeah.
Same as the Spider-Man Captain America comic we are
All
covering
right.
tonight.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
I started to get sweaty armpits. My wife, I finished the show. I go in, and my wife. I always change my shirt. I am post shower,
Uh-huh.
ready
Uh-huh.
for bedtime.
Hmm.
But when I go after the show, I go in and I change my shirt, and my wife's like, "Why are your pits so sweaty?" And I'm like, Rick stresses me out with these questions, honey. What can I say? I get put on the spot. It's very stressful.
Oh, it's so hard to be you. Speaking of shirts, did you notice what I'm wearing tonight?
That's a beautiful shirt. It's a Marvel comic shirt.
It's
Okay.
a Marvel comic shirt, but look,
Yeah.
and you look, I got It's the only shirt that I have that
Okay.
has Spider-Man and Captain America on the
Oh
same shirt.
yeah, that's got a lot of characters on that shirt.
It does. Shh,
It's a good
shh,
looking
shh.
shirt.
We're talking about Spider-Man and Cap.
I know. I'm admiring it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Uh all right. Let's yeah, we're going to be covering Marvel Team Up. Actually, I think the official title to this is um, Marvel Age Spider-Man Team Up is the name of the title. This is
Yes.
issue number 2. Um, and so we will get to that tonight. Bob, if people are listening to this when it comes out, August 5th of 2026, it is just a few days after Spider-Man the new movie came out. And I don't know about you, but I am very excited for Brand New Day, which I think is the fourth movie in the Tom Holland series. Um, yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and I'm excited for it. How about you?
Yeah, I absolutely am. I definitely plan to be there opening night here. Not that it's a big deal, we don't have, celebrities, A-listers. There's no big, big, you know, big lights or anything like that. But I'm going,
Hmm.
and I'm sure there will be seats, and I'm hoping I'll take my son. If not, I'll take a big stuffed animal for emotional comfort. But I am absolutely looking forward to this movie. It seems like it's going to be really great. I mean, the last one ended with such a powerful emotional conclusion
Hmm.
that you got to wonder like where are they going with this one, and the trailer seems really really cool. So yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, me too. I'm so super psyched for this, and I, I'm also really super psyched that while I think the characters and the actors could stand on their own. I just love the fact that it's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that they were able to, even though like okay, Sony still has the rights to the character, but we're going to work together
Yeah.
to make this because if you remember back in the day when they were going to do this, I think they Sony had the rights and like Venom didn't do well and a few other
Yeah.
things, and they were like, "All right, if we're gonna if this is gonna be done right, we need Kevin Feige's kind of like magic to
Yeah.
go along with this."
Yeah.
And then getting John Favreau involved and all that. I mean, it was just a phew, so excited that they were able to make that connection. Anyway, we're talking about Spider-Man movies and not Captain America.
Yeah.
Bef- but while we're on the topic, Bob, did you
Yeah.
have a favorite Spider-Man movie of all of them? Because let's see, there was three with Tobey Maguire,
Yeah.
two with uh, Andrew Garfield,
Right.
and then let's just say three so far with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Of those eight Spider-Man movies, did you have a favorite?
Did I have a favorite? Did I have a favorite?
This is where the sweaty armpits come
Yeah, it's really, I don't know if I've got a favorite. That's just it. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I do like the Tom Holland franchise
in. Mm-hmm.
better, and it's probably because it's so well integrated into the Marvel. So, and you get
Yeah.
crossover characters, and it just seems like it's like the old saying that like every one of these characters is like a wave, but together it's like a mighty ocean. And it just seems so well tied together that like you never know who's gonna pop out, but.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I don't. I think maybe that last Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, No Way Home,
Yeah.
was pretty spectacular.
It really was,
I
wasn't
mean,
it?
if you are franchise one, franchise two, franchise three, yeah, everybody won,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
won.
I know there was some criticism of like, oh, this is just fan service, but I don't care.
Yes.
Yeah. Fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Give us what we want.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it was well acted. The story was good. Special effects, of course, are always state of the art.
Yeah.
So yeah. I agree with you. I that last one, that No Way Home, was probably my favorite. I will say when Tobey Maguire, that very first Spider-Man,
Yeah.
there was something special about that movie.
Yeah.
You know, when you
Yeah.
first see that movie, because it was unlike any other real Marvel movie
Hmm.
at that time. Because the only other thing, like, Fox was doing X-Men,
Yeah.
I think. So it was. I did like Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
back in the day.
He was good. There's no doubt about it. They were great movies, right?
Yeah.
And particularly if you grew up on the Spider-Man TV show, and that to see him on the big screen with the special
Hmm.
effects. I mean, that was just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
So
And
man,
then,
I'm Rick, I got to tell you, I'm the guy. Like, if you give me a Superman movie, like, I know some of them are better than others, but like, you get me in the seat with a little popcorn, just a happy guy.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah. I mean, remember what we had as kids?
I
Like,
know, right?
I mean, I love when people were like, "Oh, well, this Marvel movie was horrible," and like, you guys are talking like
Yeah,
you're so spoiled.
you are. That's
You're
right.
so spoiled. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Yes. Can you rank the movies and like,
Fair.
be, you
Yeah.
know, best to least?
Yeah.
Sure. But even the least, I'm
Uh-huh.
happy to have.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're grateful
Yeah.
to have. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I love them all. So I'm
Yeah.
very much looking forward to it. You know, love the distinguished competition. I'll go see their movies too. I just love superhero movies. So
Hmm.
call me
Yeah.
crazy.
No burnout here.
Nope.
Um, Bob, should we get to today's comic? Because I am
Yeah,
kind of looking forward to this. Now, you suggested this comic,
I did.
and because you were like, okay, because I said like, what do we can do with Spider-Man? You're like, oh, Marvel Adventures team up.
Yeah.
And what was it about this one that you really wanted to do?
Well, as you know, I mean, Cap and Spider-Man have teamed up on a number of occasions, and this one's not as widely known. It's one of those all ages team ups, so it's suitable for everybody. But I liked the dialogue in this story,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, it really hit me as something worthwhile to like share with the listeners and viewers, because they may be more familiar with the regular Marvel team up series,
Mm-hmm.
and of course Cap and Spider-Man did team up a couple occasions in that series, but maybe not as many people are familiar with this series, this all ages series. So I thought, well, let's introduce them to it.
Yeah. All right. I could dig it. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about the creators in a second because you talked about how you like the dialogue. Um, Before we do that, though, I want to just say that this is what they call Marvel Adventures, which I think before that they called it Marvel Age, and the it's all ages, right?
Yeah.
And the back when I had my store, and I had the store in Atlanta. This was my second store, um, and this was 2004 was when I opened it. So right when this was hitting the stands, which is going to be um, mid-October. So my store was probably only open a few months, and Spider-Man 2 was
Mm-hmm.
also out that summer and had just been open for a few months. So Spider-Man was a pretty big deal at that time.
Big deal. Yeah.
And so Marvel was like, you know what? We've got these other Spider-Man titles going on, Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, whatever. Um, that's because there's going to be kids going to the movie. Let's get
Yeah.
something that's all ages, and
Smart.
that's what they had done. And
Yeah.
I had in my store an all ages section because I wanted to be family friendly, so
Yeah.
that when parents came in, there wasn't this
Yeah.
right next to
Yeah.
a really
Yeah. They're going
uh,
over to the max
yeah, right.
explicit. Right.
And so I did. I had this particular comic in my store, and then I had a little back issue section. It was like two or three long boxes that was just all ages stuff,
Yeah.
and I wanted to cater to fans of all ages.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
um, You gotta you gotta groom them young,
Yep,
Bob.
yep. Get the kids and the poor readers. Get
Yep,
them in there.
yep. I probably needed to rephrase that because now hashtag Rick's a groomer is
Get them real. Yeah, that's gonna be
yeah.
a played on a loop.
Uh-huh. Yep, yep. All right. So
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino Ciao. A gift from Italy to your home. San Pellegrino Ciao is a flavored sparkling water made with real fruit juice, finished with a pinch of Sicilian salt for a perfectly balanced taste. So which flavor will you choose? Peach, lime, blood orange, cherry, or maybe the all-new limoncello? Crafted in Italy with 0 grams of added sugar. San Pellegrino Ciao. Buy it now.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
As I mentioned, this comic had a release date of October 13th, 2004, cover date December 2004. The creators, now you mentioned a good writing. Todd Dezago was the writer for this. Now, Todd had been writing comics for about a decade or so at this point, mostly at that, just a lot of Marvel. And he was no stranger to Spider-Man. He wrote some amazing Spider-Man. He wrote sensational Spider-Man, spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and then he did a series of all ages Spider-Man titles too. So as I mentioned before, Marvel Age Spider-Man, and and then later in 2010, he did an all ages series called Marvel Superhero Squad. Do you remember that? It
Yeah,
was
they have
like a
little figures
little,
too. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He did that for about a year.
I used to
Um,
buy those for my. I mean, my son.
yeah,
At
for
that time, my
yeah for
son
your
was
son, of
born. He
course.
was born what 2009. So
Uh
that was
huh.
about the time I was buying all those little figures, and that was fun.
Yeah. Uh, anyway, so Todd, and also by the way, Todd has a couple of creator-owned series that if people want to check them out, and these are all ages, but I think you all ages could read it, but I do think adults would certainly enjoy it. And one is called Telos, Tellos,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one's called Perhapanauts.
For Happenouts, I like that.
Perhapanauts,
Yeah.
yeah. And they were published through Image, and there's collections for them as well. Uh, Totally worth checking out. They're
Mm.
kind of more like a fantasy type type story with
Yeah.
multiple characters and swords and sorcery and all that type of thing. So, but yeah, I actually had the opportunity back when I had my store to interview Todd for my website at the time, which uh, so this was, yeah, I think I interviewed him probably in around 2003, 2004 maybe. Nice guy, really nice guy, and he does the convention circuit. So if you have an opportunity, if you're going to any con and he's there, stop by and check him out. He's a super nice guy, and he's written so many things. He had I think like a 2 or 3 year run on Impulse, um, and uh, a bunch of other stuff too. Now, for the artist is Liu Kang. Bob, as
Yeah.
far as I could tell from what I'm looking at,
Yeah.
this is Liu's first um, published work.
Was it his first published work? I know he did a few things, including I think some sort of he did some series with like Mechanauts or something, Mecha Avengers,
Megamorphs.
Megamorphs. That's what
Yeah,
it
that
was.
came
But
a
that
year
was a few
later.
years later. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
yeah. So I do believe this is his first one, at least from what I can find.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then inker is Pat Davidson. Colorist was given to Digital Rainbow. Letterer David Sharp. Editor John Barber. Do you want to take the listeners through the cover, which is done by Ronald Green?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a pretty standard cover. I mean, but it's pretty cool nevertheless, and it's got Cap and Spider-Man on it, and they're coming at us. And, we've got Cap with his shield in his left hand, and he's charging toward us. And Cap and Spider-Man's over his left shoulder with his arms and fingers splayed as he's getting ready to looks like shoot some webbing at us. But I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting just to see the two of them together. And of course, it's the Marvel Age Spider-Man team up logo on the top of on the cover. And other than that, it's just beckoning you to pick this up for your 5, 6, 7-year-old son, daughter, so they can jump into the addiction.
So we get to the opening splash page, and at the top they have a little description of Spider-Man and then a little description of Captain America. Bitten by an irradiated spider, which granted him incredible abilities, Peter Parker learned the all-important lesson that with great power, there must also come great responsibility. And so he became the Amazing Spider-Man. America's World War II super soldier, young Steve Rogers, was frozen for decades in a block of ice. Revived, Rogers today continues to battle as the red, white, and blue symbol of freedom, Captain America. In
Stars, Stripes, and Spiders.
And what we are seeing here on this big splash page is the Gray Gargoyle, who is a villain who has been around for actually quite some time. He I think first debuted in this like early mid 60s. It was in Journey into Mystery, and he was a Thor villain, and then he, yeah, in mid maybe he had like like a handful of appearances, and then in 1971, Bob, he came into the pages of Captain America. So if you remember Captain America 139 through 142,
right,
which came out in 1971, he was the main villain there.
Yeah.
So he goes way back, and he is an interesting character. How would you describe what he looks like?
Well, he's a muscular man. And he wears a blue mask and blue boots and a blue, what do they call it? Briefs, I guess, and blue gauntlets or gloves. But and of course, he's got a cape. But everything about him looks like rock. So he looks like a gargoyle. Those sculpted critters that are hung on the side of churches and other medieval, buildings. And so he's a big muscular rock looking guy, but not in the way of like the Thing, right? I mean, he looks like a guy, but is just simply colored the color of stone.
Yeah, he looks like a statue.
Yeah.
And on this opening splash, he is standing in the foreground watching what's going on, and we see a whole bunch of AIM, I don't know what to call them. Soldiers?
I always thought they were agents. I mean, I've got statues, and they're called the AIM agents on the box. So
okay, I'll go with that. And they're wearing their classic yellow costumes with the yellow beehive helmet, and they're going to work, putting together things. And what we're looking at is a statue version of Captain America and Spider-Man in action, but they are frozen in all gray granite looking type of stances here.
They've been Medusified.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your eyes are not playing tricks on you, oh mighty Marvelite. In his short yet remarkable career, Spidey has crossed paths with some pretty colorful characters, to say the least. But never before has he stood side by side with the red, white, and blue clad champion of World War II, Captain America. And if the ghastly Gray Gargoyle has anything to say about it, Spidey may be holding that honor for all eternity. And I like here in the credits that they give some love to writer Len Wein and artist Cocaine for inspiring this story,
Hmm.
which happened in Marvel Team Up 13.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does kind of build on that story a little bit. Certainly, all the same characters. Absolutely.
So we turn the page and we get to what led up to that splash page. And it is Spider Man webbing and swinging through downtown Manhattan. Well, I've been back and forth across the city without so much as a tingle from my spider sense. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. It's nice to have a quiet night for a change. Of course, I probably should be home, working on my social studies homework. Miss D'Antrono said that it had to be at least 1,000 words on civic duty, but I just don't know what I should write. I mean, what does that mean? People are always arguing with each other, blaming each other, telling each other what to do. Nobody can seem to get together on anything. And he lands on the top of a brownstone, and there's two guys arguing, one at the top of the steps and one at the bottom. And the one at the top says, "All I'm saying is that somebody's been stealing my newspaper. And you think it's me? Why don't you? Pardon me, fellas. Is there some way I might be able to settle this argument? Why don't you mind your own business? Yeah, bug off, spider creep." So, Spider Man shoots his webs and swings away. Well, at least there's one thing they could get together on. And then all of a sudden there's a sound, Bob.
Oof.
Whoa! Either they've got a camera with a really big flash bulb or something strange is going on down there. And all of a sudden, one of those AIM agents comes crashing through a store window.
Crash.
Yay! Hey there, Crash. If you're going to try a stunt like that, you should at least have web shooters, or wings, or medical insurance. And he picks him up before he could actually hit the ground. And he swings back into the scene where he came out of, bringing the looks to be an unconscious AIM agent behind him. Yo, dudes, did anybody lose a guy in yellow jammies? Cause goes by the name of Crash? Cause this one came flying right out the window and that's when I saw him. And who do we see, Bob?
Oh my, it's Cap, and he's mixing it up with what, a half a dozen, seven, eight AIM agents here. Doesn't seem to be breaking much of a sweat, too, by the way.
Thanks, friend. That one kind of got away from me. And he's just punching away. Have you ever seen somebody and known right away that you were in the presence of greatness? Somebody who was truly larger than life? A living legend? That's how Captain America makes you feel. And Cap's just going to town. He's knocking people over with his shield. He's hitting a bunch of them. And then there's one who's coming up on him, and he's got what has he got in his hands, Bob?
Those look like those paddles for electro like defibrillators that they use when they shock somebody who's having a heart attack.
Yeah, he's coming up on Cap, but Cap sees him from a mile away, and he throws the shield. So we get this cool visual of Cap's shield flying sideways, going across the room, going right between those two paddles and hitting him in the head.
Clud.
Captain America, look out! And Cap's shield comes back to his hand. And just then, Spider Man jumps over Captain America. Hang on! And he knocks down a bunch of AIM agents.
Crush.
Thanks, Spider-Man. I had my eye on those men, but it's nice to have someone watching your back now and then. He he knows me? Um, yeah, sure. Mind a little company? Again, there's, a ton of AIM agents that are jumping on top of him. Glad to have you. But there's one who's running for the back exit. Well, these guys all seem pretty busy being unconscious. What's this all about, Cap? Hey, looks like we got a stray. Actually, I was saving him for something. And he throws his shield at the same time Spider Man shoots his web. The shield ricochets off the door, comes back and hits the AIM agent, who then is attached by Spider Man's webbing. The Cap goes over to the downed agent, takes his helmet off. Now then, son, what's your name? And then next page, soon we see Cap on a phone and Spider-Man tying up an agent. Cap to Shield, we need a cleanup down here, Nick. Plus, I found out that our suspicions were correct. This was a diversion. I'm proceeding to the stakeout. We'll check back when I'm in position. Roger that, Cap. Hey, you got company down there? Not for long. Over and out. Thanks for the assist, Spider-Man. I would probably be late for my other appointment if it weren't for your help. It would be an honor if I could help you out there too, sir. Sorry, son. My next appointment is with someone far more dangerous than these guys. For all your skills, you're still a civilian. I won't put you at risk. Well, is there any way you could tell me what this is all about? Sorry, Spidey, but all of this falls under the headline of national security. All I can offer you is my thanks. 20 minutes later, and we see Spider-Man. Well, first of all, we see Cap at the top of a building, and it's the middle of the day still, and an office building, and Spider-Man is clinging underneath the ledge, hiding from Cap. I had to be careful not to let him see me, but I did it. I tailed Captain America all the way to his stakeout. Of course, I've read all about Cap, how he was a soldier back in World War II, how he was given a serum that made him into a super soldier, how he was at the forefront of the battles against the Nazis, and how he was frozen in an Arctic glacier, but discovered and revived decades later. I've never seen anybody so confident. He's a born leader, and I just had to follow him. Whoa, where'd he go? I just looked away for a second, and Cap taps him on the top of the head. I see we need to have a talk about following orders. So later, we see the two of them crouched looking over the edge of the building. So what we have is this. Those yellow-suited gentlemen that we redirected earlier are from AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. They're an organization that traffics in stolen information and technology. For some time now, they've had their eyes on a secret weapon that we developed a while back. Over the years, AIM has been sending spies to try to take it. We've stopped them each time. We recently learned that tonight they plan to send in a former French operative known as the Gray Gargoyle. He was once a chemist who accidentally gained the ability to petrify anyone or anything with just a touch of his right hand. The effect only lasts about an hour, but during that time, you are particularly vulnerable. Be careful. Right hand. Got it. So, what do we do now? And Cap sits down, pushes his back up against the wall. Now comes the hard part. We sit back, soldier, and wait. And so we do. Minutes become hours. Cap, you were in World War II, right? I always wondered, how come they didn't give the super soldier serum to other guys in the Army? I was the only one to receive the formula before its creator, Dr. Erskine, died. It was a true secret, and the formula died with him. Oh, Still, it must have been a lot easier back then, huh? My uncle used to call World War II the last good war. No war is ever good, son. I saw a lot of men lose their lives in that war. Most of them not much older than you. But I know what you mean. Looking back, things do seem like they were much clearer then. It was easy to tell right from wrong. We were the good guys, and we were fighting against a horrible evil. We believed in what we were fighting for. Yeah, these days, it's like everywhere you look, people are arguing. Everybody's got an opinion. And they think that if they yell it louder than everyone else, that means it's right. Sometimes I think they get so busy yelling that they don't even realize that they agree with each other. It gets confusing and frustrating. I mean, I have to write this essay for my high school. Or, uh, I'm in college. I'm in college. Sure. I could see where it might be hard to figure out who and what to stand up for. But don't you see? All those things that you have just mentioned that make you so frustrated are many of the same things that make me proud to be an American. Because in America, we have the freedom to speak out about what we believe in, to offer, to offer up new ideas about how to do things, the freedom to make changes and to make a difference, to make ourselves better, and hopefully make things better for everyone else in the process. That's what it's all about to me. Wow. Cap looks down and he sees someone in a cloak entering a building. And there's our man now. Let's go. And Cap jumps off the side of the building, leading the way. And as they get into the building, they're noticing all of these guards frozen like granite statues. This way, Spider Man. They're frozen. And Spidey looks at him. Feels like he maybe be a little scared. A short distance away. Magnifique! Here it is, right where I was told it would be. I knew that this job would prove almost too easy. With my power of petrification, my employers at AIM knew it would be mere child's play for me to retrieve their prize. Now I only have to deliver it and collect my commission. Not gonna happen, Gargoyle. Put the formula down and surrender. Ah, yes, the Captain. I heard a report that you have dispatched our diversion downtown with great ease. And this time you've brought along, what's the word? Some backup? Who, me? Well, I have brought the backup too. And wow, Bob, what's happening?
Yeah, like AIM agents are boiling in from everywhere, from behind him, from above him. There's a whole kit and caboodle of those yellow beehive freaks joining the fray.
There are too many of them, and the gargoyle's slipping away. I'll never be able to wade through enough of these clowns to stop them. Well, if you're good here, Cap, I will. And just like that, Spider-Man does a tremendous leap to the next floor, which is essentially like an open atrium. So he was able to do that and land on the railing to confront the Gray Gargoyle. Where you going, Rocky? You weren't planning on ditching your own party, were you? Be very careful, Spider-Man. And he goes to pull the glove off his right hand. You wouldn't want to share the fate of this poor fool. And what does he do, Bob?
Oh my God. He reaches back and he touches one of the AIM agents smack dab in the middle of his chest and petrifies him.
And then he picks him up and he tosses him off the ledge there.
Yeah, that's not nice.
You madman! And while you're occupied with that, wretch, I will do what I can to crush your medicine partner. And he takes a filing cabinet and he turns that into granite and he throws it over to land on Cap. And Cap looks up and they see the shadow over him. Cap looks a little dumbfounded.
He does look a little, uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't think
I
Cap
know.
would react that way.
He would just put his shield up and that'd be the end of that.
But Spidey hits it with his web and makes sure it's dangling there above Cap. You said you didn't want the enormous slab delivered till Monday, right, Cap? Thanks, partner. I owe you one. No problem, Cap. It's the least I could do for my country. But coming up behind him is the Gray Gargoyle touching his shoulder. Spider-Man, look out! And he turns him into a statue. And Cap makes a tremendous leap, but before he can get to it, the gargoyle touches Cap. Got you. Now, I will have so much more to offer my benefactors at AIM. We turn the page, and that first panel is black. But then the next panel is blurry as things become more and more in focus. What happened? Remember feeling unable to move, and then the Gray Gargoyle? Cap, where is... Oh, hey. And we see Cap and Spider-Man have a really big chain with like 4 strands wrapped around their chest and their arms behind their back. I'm fairly certain I can break these chains, but I'm worried that they'll cut into you. Really? I was worried about you. I could break these. Come on, let's do it. And the two of them flex their muscles and move their arms and break the chains, Bob.
Ching, ching, swing.
What? No. How did you? My power is to hold you in its grasp for an hour or more. I don't know about Spider-Man, but most likely the super soldier serum coursing through my veins helped burn off your touch's effects. It matters not, for now that I have the second half of the super soldier formula here in my hands, AIM will create an army of Captain Americas to... And before he can finish his sentence, Spider-Man cuts him off. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said that the super soldier serum was never duplicated, that the secret formula for it died with Dr. Erskine. It did. Then what's in the bottle? Fruit punch, I think. Remember, it's always good to keep track of your enemies, and if you can send them on a wild goose chase now and then, all the better. You know, it's funny. I just remembered something else that has a time limit of 1 hour. My webbing. And what happens, Bob?
The webbing snaps and that petrified filing cabinet continues to fall until it's caught by the Gray Gargoyle, who seems to be precariously handling it above his head.
A short time later... But wait a minute. The gargoyle said that he had the second half of the super soldier serum. Did they get their hands on the first half? Close. The Fantastic Four stopped an operative of theirs called the Chameleon just last week. Oy vey. Now, Bob, I think that's in reference to issue 1 of this series, which
Yes.
it was team up with Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you again for your help, son. You said back there that it would be an honor to help out. I just want you to know that it's been an honor meeting and working with someone like you. And they shake hands. Well, you know, you shouldn't be too honored, Cap, because I'm going to steal everything you said for my social studies essay. And he spins a web and swings away. The end.
All right. Cute story, right?
Cute story.
Yeah. It's the kind of story you want your youngin' to be reading, I think.
Yeah. All right, Bob. You go first. Do you have a favorite panel?
Ooh, I do. What was it? Well, you know, it's got to be
That exciting, huh?
yeah, no, it's that wonderful scene, and you lovingly described it, Rick, of Cap throwing the shield between the electric paddles on the
Oh,
AIM
okay.
agent. You know, I think it was like page 5, the bottom one
Mm-hmm.
third
Mm-hmm.
splash. Uh, just a great scene. So I'm gonna go with that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Good choice.
Yourself?
I I'm going with page 13, that first top half page splash, and that's where Cap talks about America, we have the freedom to speak out.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean,
Yeah.
artistically,
Eh,
it's
yeah.
it's a nice, like, again, Spider-Man's looking up,
Yeah.
at Cap, and that's kind of like the the role model type of view.
Right.
And so you see all the buildings behind him and everything. But I like the speech,
Yep.
and I think it's a good visual. So I'd say that's my favorite.
Cool. Cool. How about you got anything you put on a t-shirt here, Rick?
I do. The very next page, the top panel, it's Cap jumping off the building with Spider-Man in the background. He says, "Let's go."
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah, how about you?
That's
What
good.
you putting on a t-shirt?
I think I'm going to go with page 20. It's sort of the second panel on that page. It's when they're breaking through the chains
Mm.
simultaneously, even with the ching ching spang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Not many people have a Spidey cap shirt, so I'm going with that.
I like that. That's a
Yeah,
good choice.
yeah.
And what are you putting in your time capsule?
Well, Rick, it's got to be, I think, page 2, and it is the argument going on between the two guys on the front stoop of the brownstone with the Spidey overlooking, watching, and they're arguing about, who stole the newspaper. And I think
Hmm.
that's just so quaint. We forget that back in the day, we used to have newspapers fairly commonly delivered, but that's sort of
Mm.
passe now, unfortunately. I do miss that. I used to love having a newspaper to read in the morning with my coffee. And
Mm.
so it's just a sign of the times, man. We've gone
Yeah.
digital.
You think that was the Daily Bugle?
Could have been the Daily Bugle, most likely. Yeah.
Hmm. Not the
Yeah.
Daily Planet.
Not the yeah, not the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm just gonna go with first meeting between Captain America and Spider-Man in this universe,
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
right? Because
Yeah.
this is what universe is this?
Oh,
It's
who
not the
knows?
616. Oh, it's Earth 50302.
Oh, that's like Jenny's phone number. Gosh darn it. Yeah.
86750.
Yeah. Wow. All
Yeah.
right. Gosh,
Yep,
those numbers can get confusing.
they can.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
fun story.
It is a fun story.
Yeah. And
Inspiring, right?
yeah, I do think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like the way Cap just brought a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very easy to agree with Peter on all this. Like everywhere you look, people are arguing. People are like, "Oh, I'm going to be the louder person," and it's
Yeah.
true, and that is frustrating. But I like I like Cap's just way of looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
and just having that different perspective. And I think sometimes I gotta stop myself and do the same.
Yeah. We all do. We all do. Also, just a beautiful example on that last page of Cap's humility, right? Because obviously Spider-Man, high school student, very excited to be working alongside Cap, but Cap takes a moment to tell him how honored he is to work with him.
Yeah,
That's just a sign of humility and just excellent leadership right there.
I was gonna use leadership as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Well, Bob, next week, come back for another episode. It'll be episode 304, and
We'll do another thing.
yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I got a curveball I'm going to throw at you tonight, Rick, after we get off. Not to do next, but to put in the queue sometime, I think.
Oh, great. Is it
Yeah.
another trick World War II story?
It is not World War II, but it is a curveball.
All right.
It's not something you'd be expecting, but I think, oh, yeah, we should cover it sometime.
Okay. Well, I look forward to that. And listen, everybody, if you don't mind, this is the part of the show where I say, please rate, review, subscribe, wherever you listen, whatever podcast you're on right now. If you're on YouTube, smash that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and you know what? Share with your friends, especially Spider-Man fans. Maybe they'll like this episode.
I mean, why not share? Sharing is caring, right?
That's right. All right. For Bob Lucius, I'm Rick Verbonis, and we thank you for listening to another episode of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast. To confront the Gray Gargoyle. To confront the Gray Gargoyle. The Gray Gargoyle. To confront the Gray Gargoyle.
They do this on purpose.
Gray Gargoyle.
That's the guy.
All right.